Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel, and thanks for logging on. If you enjoy these videos, do me a favor and subscribe to our YouTube channel right here at Watchbox Reviews. I would really appreciate it, and I promise to update daily. If you love this watch, you can see it and purchase it on our website, thewatchbox.com. And today, we're discussing the Grand Seiko Spring Drive Automatic SBGA375. With deep blue or midnight blue metallic dial, this Spring Drive Automatic with 3-day power reserve and extraordinary 40mm 44GS style, Grand Seiko stainless steel case is an all-arounder, 100 meters water resistant, but still thin enough to slip underneath a dress cuff. This is your one watch if you're looking to own just one watch. On my 16 centimeter circumference wrist, you can see that this is an easy watch to wear. Though 40 millimeters in diameter, it's only 46.2 millimeters lug-to-lug at the solid end links of the bracelet, and it does extend a little bit farther to 49.7, but still quite wearable. I would say you can wear the watch on a wrist of 14 centimeters circumference with the bracelet, throw it on a strap, and now you could wear it on a 13.5 centimeter circumference wrist, a versatile piece. 19 millimeters spacing between the lugs. This is a signature of modern Grand Seiko watches. They feature relatively narrow lug spacings that give them a distinctive stance on the wrist. It's a little bit vintage inspired. Now if you jump to the bracelet, you can see that it's a handsome piece, nicely executed, staggering the finish, polish, and satin, and also staggering the link size to break up the mass of metal. This being a steel Grand Seiko bracelet, all removable links are sized with screws on both sides of the clasp. You can see half links for proper sizing, and the clasp itself, let's jump in a little bit closer, is a substantial piece. It's not a friction fit system, nor does it use the secure but relatively cheap clamshell twin trigger, so you must depress both to release it. It's secure on the wrist, and it's not as bulky as many dive-inspired clasps. This one is relatively immune to scars from desk diving. The bracelet itself has big enough gaps on the underside that I don't worry about pinching skin, pulling hair, or trapping wrist heat, and it's nicely integrated into the case band. As you can see, the end links hug the flank of the case around its curvature, but also sit relatively flush with the edges of the lugs. The lug ends themselves are like the compound eye of an insect, and all of that finishing, that polyhedron form as Grand Seiko calls it, is executed by hand. All of the lines on this case, and you can see all of the black polish, and it is truly black polish grade, executed by hand. This is the Zaratsu polish executed by eye, hand experience, manual pressure, and a spinning tin plate. All of those come together to create a hand-finished watch in the sub $10,000 price point. This is something the Swiss are really at a loss to offer. They really have no response. You buy an Omega, a Rolex, or a Breitling at this price point, you're getting an industrial product. Here, you're getting an artisanal product, and that is worth something to me. From this angle, you get a good sense of that midnight blue dial. It's lost a bit from some angles in my light box, and it is subtle, but it has slight metallic grain from the center, and you can see to good effect just how dark the blue is. It could be black from many angles and many lightings. So this is a blue that I feel will age well even after the current epoch of the blue watch has passed us. Dial furniture on Grand Seiko watches is as good as case finish. It's really the highlight of the whole Grand Seiko empire. Dial work, better than Rolex, Omega, and Breitling. Not equal, better. The hands at center, you can see they have black polished facets as well as an amount of grain that contrasts, or a satin grain on their top that contrasts with the beveled flanks. All of the individual hour indices are hand applied as well as hand shaped against a diamond milling machine. This is micro-mechanical work that is done manually. There's a frame around the date, also hand finished, and then there is a power reserve indicator at approximately 7:30 on the dial. Now you can wind the watch manually. It is automatic, but you can wind it manually if you want to just top it off or you want to watch the power reserve move in real time. Pull the crown out. Now you've activated the stop seconds. Push the crown back in, put it in its intermediate position. Now you've got a quick set date. And note the attention to detail here too. A monotone midnight blue date wheel for a midnight blue dial. Why doesn't every brand do this? Je ne sais pas. But you can see that the continuous smooth sweep of the seconds hand without a start-stop indicates the presence of the legendary spring drive technology. Now we turn the watch over and you see what Grand Seiko and Seiko hath wrought. First conceived in 1977, brought to market as a manual wind in 1999, only launched as an automatic in 2005, that extended genesis brought us a system that offers quartz accuracy with mechanical soul. No battery in this, no motors, no capacitor, no electronics except the mechanically induced electrical current created by the rotation of the governing wheel. That wakes up a quartz oscillator that speeds or slows the governing wheel, which is unidirectional, not bouncing back and forth like a balance. It's not reciprocating, it's unidirectional, and it allows this watch to keep time to the effect of plus or minus 15 seconds a month. Compare that to a Swiss chronometer, which can be -4 +6 per day, and you get a sense of what we're dealing with here. This case, 100 meters water resistant with a screw-down crown. The movement, particularly artful in its engineering, but also nicely executed with its Japanese interpretation of Côte de Genève, as well as polished bevels, mechanically executed but handsomely wrought. 30 jewels, watchmaker assembled, watchmaker regulated, and when the time comes, watchmaker serviced. It's a system that uses spring energy and a heavily jeweled drivetrain to drive the display, and quartz precision to keep the time better than any conventional mechanical watch. Combine the best of both worlds with a watch that also doubles as your sports watch and your dress watch. This is the SBGA 375, available on the Watchbox.